Tonight on Eagle Angle, we take a look back at a troubling time in Oklahoma Christian's history.
We hear about a woman's dangerous selfie.
And we recap the Heartland Conference tournament for both of our basketball teams. All of this and more tonight on Eagle Angle.
Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle. I'm Brendan Spear.
And I'm Mandolyn Skipworth. Eagle Angle is a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University. 50 years ago, OC expelled 18 students in what is now known as the Benson Hall sit-in. Last week, those students were welcomed back to campus for a public apology. Becca Kashorek has more.
Oklahoma Christian is working to fix the wrongs of their past. The 18 students that were wrongfully arrested and expelled from the school during the Benson Hall sit-in in 1969 were invited back to campus on the 50th anniversary of that day.
I love that they're willing to say things that might be uncomfortable for some of us, including me. I love the fact that it meant something to them to be invited back to their campus, which they hadn't considered their campus for quite a while.
On March 6, 1969, a group of 18 students entered Benson Hall to appeal to the president about the dismissal of several students the day before for what the students believed to be racial discrimination. The police were called and the students were arrested and given 1 day to pack their things.
As I went in the door, President Baird said, "You have 5 minutes." He gave them 10. He gave me 5 minutes to leave this hall or consider yourself no longer a student of this institution.
He was not happy. The nerve of us to come and see him face to face, question his decision. Wait, let's rethink this.
President DeSteiger sincerely apologized to the group during a public ceremony after they spoke during a Q&A earlier that day.
I want Oklahoma Christian to be a place that's welcoming to all of our students, and there have been some things that have caused some problems and issues, and to the extent that we can correct those, we want to. It was the 50th anniversary of the sit-in from 1969. This was just a perfect time for us to have these individuals back and try to make amends.
It was the first time back on campus for many of the 18 since they were escorted away in handcuffs. Some still held anger and sadness over the situation, and some were thankful for the university's efforts to right their wrongs.
I'm glad I came, and like I said, John is doing a terrific job, you know, and helping heal the wound. We all were wounded 50 years ago. We had wounds now. And they were so bad that some of us haven't spoken because we didn't know where we were.
For Eagle Angle, I'm Becca Kashorek.
On April the 8th, OC will host its first ever Celebration of Excellence. Celebration of Excellence is meant to be a day for students to showcase their work and academic achievements to the rest of the community and the school. Students have the option to have their work presented or even to have a full presentation over it if they so choose. All students are welcome to submit and attend this event. If you would like to show off your skills, send a submission to www.oc.edu/excellence.
This Thursday, March 14th, Tucker Fuller will be performing at the Brew at 7:30 p.m. Fuller is from New Orleans and has worked on projects including a trilogy of song cycles in collaboration with poet Megan Leavitt. He has also performed for a plethora of operas and orchestras over the years. So, if classical music is your thing or you just need to get out of the dorm, come sip some coffee and listen in.
On April the 6th, there will be a school-wide volleyball tournament. All people who are interested in playing must sign up by filling out the Google Docs and in student announcements. All teams must be co-ed with 3 girls and 3 guys on the court at any time and 2 to 6 alternates. The championship will be held that evening with a cookout and some glow games. Assemble your team and sign up on the Google Docs and in your student announcements.
Top Democrats are now saying that impeaching President Trump is not a top priority, and they are better off beating him at the ballot box. Joe Johns has more on President Trump.
They wanted me to impeach President Bush for the Iraq War. I didn't believe in it then, I don't believe in it now.
The nation's most powerful Democrat, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, explaining why she does not currently support impeaching President Trump.
It divides the country unless there's some conclusive evidence that takes us to that place.
Earlier, Pelosi telling the Washington Post that Mr. Trump is just not worth the division impeachment would cause, even though she considers him ethically, intellectually, and curiosity-wise unfit for office. Pelosi has signaled her resistance to impeachment for many months.
It's not someplace that I think we should go.
Her position in stark contrast to some members of her party who have urgently called for Democrats to begin impeachment proceedings.
We have everything that it needs to basically impeach him.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the motherfucker.
Among them, Congressman Brad Sherman, who introduced articles of impeachment against the president in January.
You don't impeach Trump for him. You impeach Trump for the Constitution.
Other Democrats echoing the Speaker's message.
You cannot come off as carrying torches to the castle.
Putting the country through a failed impeachment is not a good idea.
Meanwhile, the White House refusing to tamp down an inflammatory claim made by the president last week after controversial comments from freshman Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar that have been criticized as anti-Semitic.
Democrats have become an anti-Israel party. They've become an anti-Jewish party.
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders deflecting.
Yes or no, does the president truly believe that Democrats hate Jews?
I am not going to comment on a potentially leaked document. I can tell you what I can tell you.
Does he think Democrats hate Jewish people?
That's a question, frankly, I think you should ask Democrats.
A Florida spa where Patriots owner Robert Kraft was accused of soliciting prostitution has come into question of recent due to the owner Cindy Yang. We go to Kaylee Hartung for more.
This photo introduced us to Lee Yang, who goes by Cindy, seen here with President Trump at a Super Bowl party at one of his Florida golf clubs. The Miami Herald first reported she's the former owner of the massage parlor, where police say New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft and others solicited prostitution. Yang sold the facility several years ago and is not charged in relation to a wider human trafficking investigation, but her connections to Trump are becoming more clear. Yang now runs a consulting firm based in Florida, GYUS Investments. The firm advertises to the Chinese business community, its website in Mandarin, promising access to dinners at the White House, on Capitol Hill, and VIP-only activities at Mar-a-Lago. These pictures from her firm's website show Yang delivering on her promises, giving her clients opportunities to mingle with the president, members of his family, and other political elite. We're blurring the images of people we cannot identify. The Miami Herald points to a paid fundraiser for Donald Trump in December 2017 as an example of this. Yang reportedly arranged for a group of Chinese investors to attend the New York City event.
We interviewed a source who said that Ms. Yang gestured widely to a group of Chinese businessmen from mainland China and said, essentially, they're all my guests.
Campaign finance laws allow foreign visitors to attend U.S. political fundraisers, so long as they don't pay their way in. Only American citizens and permanent residents can donate to political campaigns. FEC records show in the days leading up to the 2017 event, Yang donated nearly $30,000 to funds supporting Trump. If any of Yang's foreign guests reimbursed her for their cost of admission to the event, that would be illegal. Yang is a naturalized U.S. citizen, according to the Miami Herald. The RNC sponsored the fundraiser and tells CNN in a statement the president's campaign only accepts contributions from American citizens in accordance with the law. They deny any wrongdoing on the part of the RNC or Trump's campaign. Yang, who has not returned our request for comment, tells the Miami Herald she's out of the spa business. The Herald reports she's made a new business out of selling access to the president and people close to him.
Ms. Yang seemed to appear out of nowhere, politically speaking. She hadn't voted in 10 years before the 2016 general election. In 2016, 2017, starts to give tens of thousands of dollars to the point where she is able to have access to the president, the governor, Ron DeSantis, one of Florida's U.S. senators, Rick Scott, at, seemingly as often as she wants.
This concludes your national news segment. Up next, we have Jonathan Cleverton with your full weather report. Stay with us.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well...
But... candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Jonathan Cleverdon joins us here in the studio. John, what kind of weather can we expect this week?
Well, we can actually expect a lot of good weather this week, Mandolin. But right now, let's take a look at what it is outside. It is 70 degrees outside, not 7. It's fair, and there's some wind, as you all probably have found out. It feels like 70, so it feels great. Let's take a look across what it is across the state of Oklahoma. Across the state, 55 up in Guyman, so not as warm today, but as we traveled south towards the ocean, 67 in Elk City, 70 in Altus, 71 in Lawton, 72 in Ardmore. Near the center of Oklahoma, it was 69, Ponca City 69, and then we had upper 60s as well on the eastern edge of Oklahoma in Miami and Tulsa. We're ranging from 68, 66, 65. So overall, fairly decent temperatures across the state as we begin to have these string weathers. Temperatures. Anyways, let's take a look at what it's going to be like tonight. Tonight, 42 degrees, winds come from the southwest, 32 to 49 miles per hour. So we're looking at a pretty decent night tonight. However, make sure you watch out for that wind because it's going to be gusty because 42 miles per hour is very windy. Anyways, let's take a look at the weekend weather highlights. Weekend weather, temps will drop on Friday. Make sure that you prepare for that. It's not going to drop too much, 50 degrees roughly, and then it's going to be sunny most of the weekend. On Saturday, the sun's going to come out, but then clouds again on Sunday. Then low 60s on Sunday, so temperature's going to rise back up, so just make sure you enjoy that. But let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy, high of 50 and a low of 32, so the clouds are going to come out, we're going to drop, as I said. Friday, sunny, not going to raise any temperatures. The high is going to be 51 with a low of 29, but then we're going to get those temperatures raising up. On Saturday, partly cloudy with a high of 57 and a low of 37, and then Sunday, the sun's going to come back out. We're going to get those low 60 temps with a high of 62 and a low of 38, and then Monday, we're going to continue to be around that with the low 60s, heading into that week with a high of 61 and a low of 41. So that's all I got. We got good temperatures. We're finally hitting those spring times. Back to you, Mandolin.
Thank you, John. Stay tuned to hear the full scoop and entertainment from me.
Stay tuned.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Welcome to the Entertainment Corner. I'm your host, Brendan Spear. Starting us off this week, Jeremy Roth tells us an interesting case of a woman going a step too far for that perfect selfie.
woman who was attacked by a jaguar at an Arizona zoo has apologized for the incident. Wait, what? Let me back up and explain. The incident happened at Wildlife World Zoo near Phoenix. According to witnesses, the woman crossed over a safety barrier to take a selfie in front of the jaguar cage, and that's when the large female cat attacked, clawing at the woman's arm. She did require medical attention, but is expected to be okay. The zoo says she has since issued an apology and admitted fault in the incident. The zoo tweeted well wishes to the woman, but also reminded guests that barriers are there for a reason, and said the jaguar would not be put down as a result of the attack.
Marvel's Captain Marvel made history not just by being the first MCU movie with a female lead role, but also the first MCU movie with a female composer.
With more than 40 credits to her name, Pinar Toprak has composed music for movies, television, even the popular video game Fortnite. Her score for Captain Marvel marks the first time a female composer has created music for a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
Amazing. I have no words. I haven't been able to find the right word, to be honest.
The composer leaned into the film's 1990s setting, another MCU first.
Yes, we definitely embraced the 90s in some parts especially. There's little homages to Lethal Weapon here and there, and the action scenes are super fun to write. It's just been a gift, and from a composer's point of view, it's a wonderful canvas to write to.
She hopes young female audience members share her reaction to a big screen hero.
I hope they feel empowered and they feel inspired. And, you know, when I was growing up, I was Superman. I was just in awe of Superman. And this is back in Turkey so many years ago. So now that same version of me in Turkey or somewhere else, that girl is going to have this really powerful and amazing superhero to look up to.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Despite the success Captain Marvel has been in theaters, there was a good amount of controversy surrounding its release due to comments made by lead actress Brie Larson. People claim that Larson said, "I don't want white men to watch Captain Marvel," and that it wasn't made for white men. The real question is, has Larson said these things about the film? The answer to that is no, though she did make similar comments over the movie A Wrinkle in Time last year after realizing that the negative reviews for the film were mostly by white males. Denton Arnell went home from his audition on The Voice with more than just a victory with the judges. After being accepted onto John Legend's team, Arnell asked if he could share the moment with his girlfriend Tiffany. After inviting her on stage, Arnell says to Legend, "Being that you gave me a yes, I want to see if Tiffany would give me a yes." He then started to kneel next to Tiffany, and on the way down, the pair bumped their heads together, leading to the laughter of Arnell and the 4 judges of the show. Arnell then makes another attempt at kneeling and succeeds without bumping heads with Tiffany this time and receives a yes from his now bride-to-be. That's all I've got for the Entertainment Corner this week. Now we head back to the desk with Jigney Rigney for sports.
Thanks, Brennan. The Eagle Sports Network crew traveled to Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Heartland Conference where the Lady Eagles played against the Newman Jets. Here's a recap of the women's game.
Early Thursday afternoon, the Lady Eagles faced off against the Newman Jets in the quarterfinals of the Heartland Conference tournament. The Lady Eagles led the majority of the second half until the last 2.5 minutes of the game, where the Jets went on a 15-0 run, defeating the Eagles 68-59. 25 of the Jets' 68 points came from free throws, while the Lady Eagles only scored 7 from the line. The Lady Eagles out-rebounded the Jets 46-29, but they also committed 25 turnovers, and the Jets had 18. The Lady Eagles were led by Madison Collier with 19 points and Katie Mayo with a double-double of 18 points and 12 rebounds. Senior Addie Clift had 12 points in her final game in an OC uniform. In the post-game press conference, we had the opportunity to talk to Coach Finley, Addie Clift, and Madison Collier about the game and this season coming to a close. Here's what Addie Clift had to say about ending her career at OC and being named Heartland Conference Player of the Year.
I'm very thankful that the conference recognized me. It means so much, like Coach Finley and Maddie said, you know, we come in every day, we work our hardest, and, you know, I just want that award to not just reflect me, but reflect all of our hard work. I'm very thankful, and I just wanted to accept it on behalf of not just me, but of everyone involved, and that's my whole team, so.
Then we heard from the Lady Eagles head coach, Stephanie Finley, on what she had to say about her 2 seniors, Hannah Benson and Addie Clift.
as we call Hannah Benny. She's the best jokester and prankster around, so her leadership will be missed. Her fun times will be missed. Unassuming, humble kid. She's the nicest kid in this league. She doesn't really care if she scores, but she can, so she does. She comes in early in the morning every day and shoots by herself. Whatever free time she's got that morning, she's in the gym shooting, and she has developed herself over 4 years into the player that she is. And I only hope the rest of my team can see that, and I know they do, and emulate that she has left that legacy for them.
Addie Clift leaves a legacy behind as she leaves OC. Clift was named Heartland Conference Player of the Year, finished with 2,104 career points, which is 5th all-time in OC history and the highest scoring as a guard. She also holds the career scoring record for Heartland Conference in a single game and single season. She finished the season averaging 26.4 points, a Heartland Conference and OC record. Clift is also ranked 4th in Division II active scoring lists. The Lady Eagles ended their season 12-16 overall and 5-9 in conference play.
The men's basketball team also played in Tulsa, Oklahoma last week in the Heartland Conference Tournament against Lubbock Christian and Dallas Baptist. Here's a recap of those games. The Eagles started off hot with a 9-0 run and led the entire game against the Chaparrals with their largest lead by 13 points. Senior Roderick Smith came off the bench and led the Eagles with 13 points and 5 rebounds. Will Leonard, the co-defensive player of the year, had his 8th double-double, 10 points and 18 rebounds. The Eagles defeated the Chaparrals 56-48. And then the next day, the Eagles faced off against the second-seeded Dallas Baptist Patriots. Unfortunately for the Eagles, the Patriots dominated quickly and the Eagles were down 21 points in the middle of the first half. With less than 5 minutes left in the second half, the Eagles went on a 17-2 run, putting them down by only 9 points. But the Patriots managed to hold on to their lead and defeated the Eagles 72-58. Senior Jordan Box is the last player of the Coach A's era, led the Eagles with 17 points and finished his career with 1,347 points. Senior Will Leonard extended his Heartland single-season record for rebounds to 368 and has most likely secured the Division II rebounding title. Senior Roderick Smith started his career at Seminole State and finished his career at Oklahoma Christian with 1,246 career points. The Eagles finished their season 11-18 overall and 5-11 in conference. The number 17th ranked Oklahoma Christian women's golf team took the title at the Midwestern State Invitational on Tuesday. This is the second tournament win this season for the Eagles, which began in the fall, winning in Northeastern State Women's Classic. OC posted an overall team score of 614, winning by a 16-point margin over Cameron University. Shaylee Gold, Abigail Rigsby, and Alexandra Bennett were 3 OC players who placed in the top 10 individually in the tournament. The Eagles will be back in action next Monday and Tuesday in the Hillcat Classic hosted by Rogers State. And on Monday, Eagles softball team faced some of the best pitching they've seen all season against Fort Hays State, but the Eagles outlasted the Tigers in both games. The Eagles won 1-0 in both games, while pitchers Madison Haygood and Callie Crandall threw a shutout in a combined 15 innings. Senior Madison Haygood picked up both pitching wins, striking out 9 batters and allowing only 3 hits in the opening game. Later, she relieved Crandall, adding another strikeout and preventing the Tigers from scoring. The Lady Eagles will play again at home on Friday and Saturday as they host Texas A&M International at 5 p.m. for a Heartland Conference doubleheader, and then Saturday at 1 p.m. On Monday, OC Eagle baseball team took on former Sooner Athletic Conference rivals, the Oklahoma City University Stars, at Jim Wade Stadium in Oklahoma City. The Eagles struggled in this game as OCU took on an early lead in the second inning off a solo home run. OC tied the game twice, but came up short, giving Oklahoma City Stars their first win over OC since the 2013 season by a score of 4-2. The Eagles will next play on Friday when they host the Newman Jets at home for a doubleheader at 3 p.m. And the OC men and women's bowling teams completed their inaugural seasons last weekend at the Intercollegiate Team Championship sectional qualifier at the USA Bowl in Dallas, Texas. The Lady Eagles finished 13th as a team and an overall score of 10,621. The men finished 12th as a team with an overall score of 11,750. This has been your Eagle Sports Report. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you, and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes with sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away, not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that,
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta, a different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
We hope you all have a great spring break.
Thank you for joining us here on Eagle Angle, where it's your campus.
Your news.